welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey Lynn, and we are doing, I don't know, girl, we're doing a collective reading today. I've been getting asked a lot in my personal readings about like moving. Should I move? Will I be happy? What are the next steps for me to move? Should I move for my career? All these sorts of moving questions. So I think I'm just gonna I don't know, title this like my ideal living situation or location or something, and we're just gonna kind of see what the universe wants you to know. My tea is so hot, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's get into it. Well, first of all, the universe is really talking about a point of discontentment at the moment, like in your current living situation, whatever that means to you. I'm talking to a lot of people, right? It just feels like whatever your situation now, like it feels like however you manifested that at one point in time, it felt like the right thing to do. Like maybe, I don't know, you got a roommate and you were like, yeah, this is going to be helpful. And it's like, now we hate it. Or I was going to get this fixer-upper house and it was, I was going to fix it up and love it. And now I fucking hate doing that. Or, whatever the situation is, it's like, I think it was something that you manifested or that you were really interested in. And it's become such a point of frustration for you that like I feel like you're almost even pissed off at yourself, like you're mad at yourself for even like, because it's like you're looking back on specifically when you made this choice, and it does feel like a specific living situation, a specific choice to move here, live here, whatever. And there's like this energy of wanting to like charge back to that past you and be like, no, like do not make this decision. Because right now it feels like you are so unhappy in whatever living situation that you're in right now that like I feel like we're on the verge of like literal exploding. Like literal just like packing your shit and abandoning your house, or like leaving your roommate or leaving your partner. Like it's so to the brink of exploding. Like I just keep seeing like a volcano. Like there's so much, it's like there's supposed to be so much passion within your current living situation, and I don't mean sexual, I mean like opportunity, I mean like fire energy. Like it was supposed to be something. Someone's spirit guide just showed me like it's supposed to be, it's like fire energy, and it's supposed to be motivating and encouraging and like new opportunities and creativity, but instead it's like the flames are engulfing you. You know what I mean? Like the fire has now consumed you. And whatever this situation, for some people, this might even be like a business location. Maybe you like live and work out of your business, or maybe that's the next step. We'll see. It's like become such a burden, or like this, I don't know, it's like the decision you made to do this was supposed to help you in some way, like supposed to make life easier, and it's really just made it a burden. It's really just made it like so much more intense. I do keep seeing somebody trying to like fix up this house, and it's like, why the fuck did I think that I wanted to do that? And you know what I mean? So many wands. Oh my god. And there's so much looking backwards. Like you just keep, and unfortunately, like you cannot do that. Because you can't change the past. And you also can't change the present. I'm sorry to tell you. Like all you can change is right now, okay? So we need to stop going back and like blaming yourself or blaming this decision. Or maybe you're blaming someone else. You're blaming the universe. You're blaming the circumstance or the situation that put you in the situation to have to make this decision. And your spirit guide's talking about like, but you made that decision. And there's no wrong decisions. There's only lessons that come with it, right? So now that we're learning our lesson, it's like, why do we keep looking to the past to tell ourselves that we were wrong? How could we be wrong? We're just learning a lesson. Oh my God, that's still so hot. So now, I think this brings us to this reading, right? Is like the ideal living situation, because we've done the quick and easy. We've done the what was supposed to ignite us and be our fresh start, and it wasn't, and like we've done all that shit. Okay? So we got to go back to the drawing board, and we have to evaluate and examine what our ideal living situation is. And the next opportunity that we get, and I'll ask when that is, but the next opportunity we get to change our living situation, we have to make sure that we are choosing the one that is our ideal living situation and not just the cheapest situation or the situation that makes the most sense. Because that's what you did last time. Okay? Life is cyclical. When you incarnate, it's the same lesson for the entire amount of time that you're alive. It's literally just one lesson. So if it's self-love or breaking boundaries or being successful, girl, whatever it is, right? That's going to be the same lesson over and over and over and over and over. So even if you master, finances, you're going to have to come back and cycle back and master it again and again and again for the 80 years that you're here. And this is what's going on right now. You've already had a situation, I'm hearing 2 to 3 years ago, where you had to make a decision about the ideal living situation. And at that moment in time, you chose the only option you felt like you had. You limited your reach in your belief system of what you could, I just heard afford, but well, maybe that, just what you could afford, okay? And now that it's been a couple of years and we've cycled through this, and now we're back to the same situation we were then, the exact same situation. So apparently we didn't make the right decision, right? Because it's just coming back again. Nah, that's just how the universe works. All it is a cyclical pattern. So don't get upset like, oh, I didn't learn my lesson, or oh, I keep failing because I keep coming down to this low where I have to change my living situation. No, think of it as a cyclical pattern. Okay? So what happened the last time this pattern came around? Well, last time I chose the quickest, easiest option, the only option I felt like I had. So this time I can't choose that option again because that option didn't make me happy. Or like, I didn't have enough money, so I had to go get a job, but then we quit our job because it wasn't making us happy, and now we're back to a place where we don't have any money. But last time, what did we do? We went and we got a job, but we already know that didn't make us happy. So the lesson in the cyclical wheel is to not take that option again. Do you understand what I'm saying? Girl, I'm like screaming. So this time, your spirit guide really wants you to break the cycle, right? You can't ever break the cyclical pattern of life, okay? But the cheat code, they just said, is when every time that the pattern comes back for you to learn the lesson again, if you always do it from your ideal, most happy, most highest good, like I would just be absolutely fulfilled and happy if I had the option for this, whatever this is. If you choose that every time this pattern comes back, then you break the pattern of having to learn a lesson. There would be no lesson to learn. It would just be like a new opportunity when it comes. I feel like I just figured out the universe. Holy shit. So, okay, so like it's the same lesson over and over, right? Living situation. So the first time we experienced this living situation, then, you know, I don't know, maybe we had we moved in with a partner, okay? And we're like, oh, that's going to solve all of our problems. We'll be like happy and secure and we won't be lonely. And then we went through the whole pattern and nope, absolutely hated that. Now we're back. We're in a different situation, in a different relationship where you could move in with that person, but you know what? You remember back and you say, no, I'm going to do the highest thing for me. But at that time, instead of doing the highest thing for me, we decided, oh, well, I only have one option, so I have to live here. I have to buy the cheapest house and fix it up because I can't afford the most expensive house. Or I can't, you know, quit my job and move across the country, so I'll just do this. And so now we're here, and that didn't work, and we're still unhappy. And so now we're going to do it from our highest good, right? Because I'm sick of learning lessons. Because every time that I made the choice, I didn't make it for what I ideally wanted, for who I wanted to be and where I wanted to be and what my desires were. I made it from a place of ego that told me that I couldn't afford it, that somebody else was going to solve my problems for me, right? So to break the pattern is to always choose, whether physically possible or not, the thing that you ultimately want, and be able to turn down, I just saw 1133, turn down every other opportunity that comes up if it does not 100% fit your ideal whatever. And if you do that every single time that comes back around, girl, it's an opportunity now, and it is not a lesson. And now it's just opportunity. Now I'm in my ideal living situation. I live by myself. I have all my things. There's no partner. There's no roommate. Nobody touches my stuff. I'm in the most ideal living situation. And then we go cycle and we go through that. And now instead of a lesson, it's an opportunity. Well, what about a bigger house, girl? Now there's an opportunity for a bigger... Yes, I will take that bigger house, and then we come back around, and it's an opportunity. My highest good. Well, I would love to live on a beach, okay? Do you see what I'm saying? Does this make sense to you? Because this is making so much sense to me. Keep in mind, I'm channeling this. Like, I'm just a real human like you, and when I channel this shit from spirit guides, I'm like, oh my God. That makes sense. So all of that to say, my friends, that you are at a cyclical pattern point where the last time we updated our living situation, we did not choose our ideal living situation. All that just to tell you what you already know. Okay, so I said, so what's next? Girl, he said the sun. Pure happiness, pure bliss. Oh, fuck me. Followed by the Three of Swords. Whoever's watching this might want to watch the pick a card I also posted. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to do with a relationship, but I do feel like there is so the next steps is kind of what I was asking for your ideal living situation. Like, how do we get to that point then, or like make that decision? Because last time we didn't make the decision from our highest self, right? I do feel like there's some sort of heartbreak you are trying to run from. So I'm seeing a couple of different things. I'm seeing this as like a relationship, or like living with somebody. So we're scared of ending that relationship even though we don't enjoy like living with this person. And so like we really need to embrace sort of like transitioning out of this. It's like we keep making decisions based on somebody else's happiness. Or this is literally just our, the heartbreak is literally just our fear that we won't be happy, or that we're making the wrong choice again, right? Or even to fear lack. It's like, if I do buy the more expensive thing, or if I do hold off and I have to, wait another year or whatever, like, what fear and what lack comes with that, and really addressing that, because I feel like in terms of your living situation, we've really been masking our fear around opportunity and around abundance. Like, we just feel like it's so scarce in choosing a place to live, whether that's like a location or like a house or like a literal place. It's like a big financial, I've bought a house before and I've built a house before, and it's a huge financial and like stressful thing. And there's this fear regarding feeling like we're not independent enough to make those decisions, or we're still again, it's like we're charging back to the last time we made this choice, and we're just belittling ourselves, we're just berating ourselves, we're just like yelling at ourselves and so pissed off because now look where this got us and now we're trapped. Cool. But we have to pull out of that, and we have to get uncomfortable, is what I keep hearing. You have to take risks, my friend, otherwise you're just going to keep repeating the same cycle. For a lot of you watching, I do feel like it's important for you to live in a place that has a lot of nature, and that can mean many different things depending on your personality, because I am talking to a lot of different, just anybody in general. It's, when we, spirit guides are really talking about like when we sort of push ourselves into tight-knit like cities and things like that, like those places are great for experience and like expanding our network and learning things. They're talking about it's a good community, like a place to come together, but for your soul and for you to feel comfortable in your own place, like there's a lot to do with living not in a city, like at least in a big city. Like there needs to be places you can, like I'm hearing you have to like, this is getting a little specific now, but like you have to have like a backyard, you have to be by water, or you have to have trees or something, or you can't see your neighbors. Like for the people that are watching this, I feel like in some sense of the energy, like your current living situation really has you like, maybe you're living with like a bunch of people, like you're living with family or something, so you just have like a room, or you're living in like a tiny New York efficiency where there's just like you're sharing a bathroom, or you just live like in like a city that's maybe, I don't know, not well kept or something. There's just something about feeling like there's no sunlight. Like there's like, we can't just have a bunch of plants and I don't know, there's something about your ideal living situation your spirit guides are talking about, when we're thinking about this and this opportunity is coming back around again, and we have the opportunity to move. They're really like, I'm seeing Colorado, I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm even seeing Arizona, I'm seeing California, I'm seeing, I don't know what that is, but it looks foreign. It almost, whether we're taking this literally, you guys, of like you have to live out in nature or whatever, I really think most of your spirit guides are talking about just like a huge juxtaposition, like a huge swing So whatever the situation is now, like your ideal needs to be the opposite of that, right? And like always start there, they're saying. Not just in a living situation, but every time the cyclical pattern comes back in life in general, is like always do the opposite, always do the duality, the other spectrum of it, because at the very least you know you don't like this. And so if we swing and we do this, maybe it'll be perfect, or if we don't like this, then we know we're kind of somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? So it's either like getting out in nature, or it's going from like a small place to a big place, or across the country, or it just feels like a big move. It feels like the ideal living situation for you that would make you like ultimately happy and expressive and make you feel stable and like you're making the right choices, has a lot to do with being completely different than anything you've ever done before. So this isn't even just like, oh, going from one relationship to another relationship, living situations. Like this is something you haven't done before. Maybe you haven't bought your own place before. Maybe you haven't lived on your own before. Maybe you haven't lived in another state before or country before where you don't know anybody. And like it needs to be that. It's like we need to take bigger risks in terms of our living situations. Like we need to do the opposite, because we'll feel more fulfilled. I think a lot of you are going to receive, and I'm going to ask when, going to receive an opportunity here soon to move or kind of get what you've been manifesting, like what your ideal situation or living conditions or whatever would be. I'm having insane deja vu. Oh my God. I'm like kind of tweaking out, you guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Sometimes like my spirit guides like literally download shit into my brain, and I'm clairsentient, so I like feel it really intensely. Okay, I'm sorry. Bring me back to what I was talking about. I think you guys are going to get, and I'll ask when, an opportunity here soon to change your living situation. And if you're watching this, I feel like you want to change your living situation. The first thing is get right with your manifesting. Like what is your ideal living situation? And whatever opportunities that come to you, know that the universe is going to bring you good and bad ones. So make sure that you like literally wrote it down or something, you guys. Like you know what your ideal living situation will be, whether that's emotionally, financially, locationally, but girl, that's not a word. And so when opportunities arrive, we can literally, oh, you got all 19 but one, you know, we needed 20, and not choose that. But there's also something going on where they really want you to pay attention to your finances right now. For some of you watching this, I feel like someone's stealing money from you, or saying they're paying bills, but they're not. Or, ooh, my back just hurt when I said that. And that's where we keep, yeah, man. For somebody, not everybody, so don't panic. And you'll kind of have like a hunch, and so there should be confirmation. But I do feel like somebody is taking money from you or in some way. But for others of you, or most of you, their spirit guides are really just talking about, look at your finances right now. Like really think about, do you need this? Are you using this? I don't care if it's $3.99 a month. Like, do you need it? Is it encouraging a habit that you don't want, that doesn't fit your ideal living situation? But they're also talking about you getting in that energy of kind of like analyzing your finances. This was like completely different, but the finances thing is a collective energy, because I've done like 3 other readings today that were all the same. Pick a card too. But just like getting right with our financial responsibility now, because for the people watching this about a living situation, I keep feeling money. Like I literally feel money. Like your business is going to take off, or you're going to get a job opportunity, and the job opportunity is going to offer an opportunity for you to move, and it becomes your ideal situation. But I feel like you're going to be getting an influx of money. And something about social status too. So especially if you guys have careers where you're like in the public eye or something like that, you guys are going to receive an influx of money. I'll also ask when for that. And so they want you to handle all of your things financially responsibly now. So when this happens, we won't feel trapped like we feel trapped in our living situation now. Does that make sense? Okay, I want to know, first of all, when this influx of money is coming in. Okay, well, I pulled 5 cards and they won't tell me when, and they keep telling me to stop. So unfortunately, that one's going to have to be divine timing, although I don't know, they're telling me to use this instead of tarot. Hold on. I knew it! They were like, no, stop using tarot, use that deck. And the first thing on here was like abundance and let it go or whatever. So I didn't even think that this had time. This is like an oracle deck. But sure as shit, I pull up this deck and I say, when does this influx of money come in? And we got within the next few weeks. So I think that you're going to be receiving an influx in money, or at least a mindset shift and stability towards your finances and how you're managing them within the next few weeks. And then I feel like that's going to start making you feel more stable and more capable to be able to hold out and be patient and really stand for your ideal living situation. And then I wanted to see, I will use tarot for this. You know, our living situation, does it have to do with work? Yes, it does. So I do feel like eventually your work opportunities, you know, whether it's your own business or like you work for a company, I do think it's going to offer you the ability to have a completely different living situation. For some of you, that can be as simple as like a work from home situation that you couldn't do previously, which dope. For others of you, it's going to be like an opportunity to open a store in a different location, or even like I said, like across the country or overseas or whatever. I really feel like your ideal living situation does tie into your job somehow. And so when does that opportunity come through? Like the opportunity for our ideal living situation. Okay. Within the year, and they want me to leave it at that because some of you it's going to be different, but definitely within the year. And I keep hearing too, like 5 years to 8 years from now. I know that sounds like, oh my God, I hate you, Casey Lynn. But 5 to 8 years from now, all of us, everyone watching this, is going to be literally where they want to be. For some of us, I think it's going to take another cyclical pattern because there's going to be things in play in other pieces of your energy and your aura in your life where we're going to have to make the best decision for us then, and then it'll come back and we'll keep going, right? So for all of us, there's going to be an opportunity to repeat this, either lesson or opportunity. And then within 5 to 8 years, I swear to God, everybody watching this video is going to be breaking out of that pattern of lessons and sitting in stability within like where they're living, you know, like, and that's where it starts, you guys. Like, if we don't feel stable and comfortable in our shelter, in our home, in our ability to provide shelter for ourselves, and not only that, but like enjoy it, and we don't have a place to come home to and feel peace and soothing and happiness, then like so many other things in our life are going to be extremely hard to focus on or be happy about, you know what I mean, if we don't have that safe space. So anyways, guys, that was the reading today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you more than anything, but I hope it was entertaining also. If it was, if you could give me a like, that would be awesome, and a subscribe if you haven't already. That scared the shit out of me. That was the radio. If you're watching this at the time I'm posting it, this is a timeless reading, but if you happen to catch it when I post it, I am holding a 40% off all of my services and my online courses and everything until the end of March, so March 2024. So if you happen to catch this and you want to book a private reading or check out my courses or anything, all that'll be in the description box below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.